I'm back. This is Monique Macrin. Welcome back to my channel. In this part 2 of this series, I'm going to talk about how to prevent postpartum depression, and I'm going to make this in relation to the points that I gave in the previous video. So if you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch. I talked about the causes of postpartum depression. Now in this video, I will be talking about how to prevent postpartum depression. So the first cause of postpartum depression, we said, is not being ready. So definitely we can prevent postpartum depression by being ready for this baby. So by being ready, I mean stop having unprotected sex if you are not ready for a baby. As simple as that. As simple as that. And if you have to, then get into a family planning. Consult your gynecologist. Find a family planning method that works best for you. So please, either you use protection, abstain, or use family planning. Those three things. There is no, like, just do that until you're ready, both emotionally, psychologically, and financially. But then again, this is life. It can still happen. You know, even family planning fails. You could be, I don't know how to put this, but you know, you could be so excited, you could forget about things, and things can happen. So if that happens, well, this is how I think you can prevent postpartum depression. In terms of finances, this pregnancy is going to take a whole 9 months. So you have like 9 months to, you know, look for a job, do small hustles and save so that you can feel like you have some money, so that you can feel like you're prepared for this baby. So yeah, find something, find an income generating idea and implement it, and then save. You know, we have things like Linda Mama. For those that maybe don't have a partner who is financially stable, you can get into a plan like Linda Mama. I know of some hospitals nowadays have this method where you can start paying pole. You know, you could start paying small. I think even Safaricom, they have a thingy like that. You could also take, no, don't even take an insurance cover. It won't cover you. Most insurances, they don't, unless it is from an employer. For private persons, an insurance cover cannot, they cannot cater for maternity services unless it is over 9 months. Yes, so, and of course the pregnancy is going to take 9 months, so you won't be eligible. Don't take a cover, but you can pay for NHIF, you can pay for Linda Mama, all those things. So that is how you do it financially. In terms of emotionally, I mean, talk to your friends, find a counselor, and try to accept life as it is. I mean, you can't run away from your present. Okay, so as hard as it is, get used to the fact that you're now pregnant. Get to the fact how do I put this? Get to terms with your present circumstances. So acceptance is key, and also avoid those people who make you feel like you did the wrong thing. And you know, I do not advocate for abortion, but I mean, it's also an option. You could also think about adoption. I actually, if you don't want to keep the baby, I would rather you go for adoption instead of an abortion. Yeah, but you know, I'm not here to, you know, I'm pro-choice. So adoption could be a thing. In terms of psychological, I think the same thing applies. First of all, do your research, know what to expect, and also find a counselor, talk to a friend. Talk to God. You guys, we are all his children, and he never created us. He never brought us to this earth to suffer. So if you talk to him, he's definitely going to listen to you. He's going to carry, you know, just tell him, God, me, I'm so burdened. I don't know what to do. Please just carry this baggage for me. I leave it all to you. He will do it. He's our Father, so he will come through for you. The other cause for postpartum depression is not knowing what to expect. And the solution for this is knowing what to expect. So talk to people who have been there before you. Do your research. Visit these hospitals. Do a tour. Actually, I have a video where I review hospitals in Nairobi. So, you know, go to those hospitals, find out about the cost of maternity services, so that even when you're looking for this job or when you're saving, you know that I'm going to this hospital, this is how much will be expected of me in case of emergencies. So when you go to hospitals, ask them, so if you're hoping for normal delivery, what about a CS? What if this happens? What if my baby ends up in NBU? Because, you know, as much as we want to be positive, we have to know that things happen. Your baby could complicate and end up in ICU. You know, we have to try to expect the unexpected and also be ready for the unexpected, especially in terms of finances. So do your research, then get ready. When you go to the hospital, talk to the nurses, ask them what is going to be done to me during labor, so that you can know what to do. Don't be taken by surprise when someone tells you, please remove your panties, put your legs apart, I want to examine you, and then you're expecting them to go there with a stethoscope. So, you know, talk to people. In case the other cause of postpartum depression that we discussed is emergencies. So, and the solution for this is expect the unexpected and be open for whatever is going to come your way. You're not in control of things at this point, and if you don't have a solution for something, if you can't change things as they are, then accept and leave it to God. Okay, leave it to God and to your doctors. So in case in case of complications that could happen as you labor and as you give birth, just accept things. And when you go to that labor room, know that you could, as much as you want to labor, you could end up in CS. Accepting and knowing that by itself is going to reduce the trauma. And also in terms of maybe the baby coming early, then the moment you know that you're pregnant, start buying small things for the baby, so that in case this baby comes early, at least you have a few clothes. At least you have even one clothes. You can even just decide you're going to buy clothes for day 1 and day 2 only, so that in case this baby comes, you won't have to be like, oh God, hey, I'm in hospital, please come and bring me a lesson. No, hey, can you go to the market and buy me this and this and this? No. At least buy a few things from the word go, so that, you know, if the baby comes at 6 months, 7 months, you have something for yourself. If you're traveling, and especially in your 3rd trimester, even in your 2nd trimester, always go with your clinic book with you. Always go with your clinic book, so that in case something happens to you and you're not even close to the hospital that you attend your A and C clinics, you can go to any hospital and they will have your history. Another cause for postpartum depression is not managing the baby blues. So when you go home and you notice that you're moody, that you're just crying, that you are anxious, manage the baby blues. You manage the baby blues by, number 1, not doing too much too soon. That is number 1. Try to rest. Rest is underrated after getting babies. So when you go home, don't be a super mom. Don't be that mom who wants, I know everyone wants a clean home, but if you don't have someone to help you around, just do the bare minimum. Your work is to recover. Your work is to bond with this baby. Your work is to learn this baby. So make that a priority. Everything else can wait. You have the rest of your life. You know, after like 1 month, after 6 weeks, you'll be fine. You have the rest of the years. You have the rest of your life to be clean. You have the rest of your years to cook for your family. But during that recovery time, do the bare minimum. All right. Avoid visitors. Tell people that I'm not taking visitors until maybe the 2nd month. That prevents the need for you to go to the living room and sit and entertain people, because you know, sometimes when you know that you have visitors, you don't want to disappoint them, so you want, you know, to be there, give them stories, and maybe you didn't sleep well last night, you expect maybe to sit for too long. In summary, don't have too many visitors. But if you have friends who are understanding, then please have them, especially those friends who are going to come and lighten your burden. But generally, avoid visitors. Another way of managing baby blues is letting God take the wheel. I remember in my case, I was so scared. I'm a very anxious person. I'm still learning to be calm, and I'm still learning to let things flow. So I really wanted to be perfect. I remember for the first night, I guess I didn't sleep. I kept looking at the baby. Oh, what if baby turns? I know babies don't turn, but I had this weird fear. What if baby turns and, you know, suffocates? What if baby chokes? So I kept looking at the baby. I would sleep and then wake up in a, you know, and I would check the baby if the baby is still breathing. I would even be scared to go to the toilet. And then at some point, I remember my saloonist came to visit me, and she was like, I told her, so how did you guys manage, making sure the babies don't choke? Because I have to keep looking at the baby. I'm not even able to sleep at night. And she told me, Monica, even if you watch this baby like this, the only person who is going to keep your baby alive is God. So actually, after that, I was like, if I need to go to the toilet, I won't even think about the baby. I will go and think of this poo or pee that I want to leave here. If I'm going maybe to take a shower, I'm just going to think of, that magical moment of washing all your worries and all your dirt. I'm going to concentrate on the things that I'm doing. I'm going to try and enjoy other aspects of my life other than this baby, and let God take the wheel. Of course, I was careful, but letting God take the wheel and knowing that I can't control and prevent everything was major for me. Lastly, if you think that you're starting to have feelings of self-harm and also harming the baby, then you need to talk to your friend. You also need to go to the hospital. I came to that point, by the way. I was having, maybe I should make a video of this, but I actually had suicidal thought at that point. I remember after the traumatic birth, and then baby got ill with jaundice, and I think I should make video on that day. It was a very hectic day. I will make a video about that, and maybe you're going to understand why it took a toll on me. But yeah, a lot of things happened, and I remember this one particular day, I was holding the baby couldn't stop crying, and I didn't know why baby was crying, and we tried everything, and baby wasn't even stopping crying. And I took this baby, I went to the balcony, and as I was standing there, I was looking down, and I was thinking, what if I jumped, and then everything would be silent? We would both be silent, we would both sleep, we would both be at peace. What if I jumped? And at that particular point, I didn't realize how deep I was into this depression until Habi came and asked me, Monique, what are you doing? And I was like, shit, what am I doing? So it was until that point that I realized I need help. I need help. I also had these thoughts of, sometimes I just felt like this baby wasn't stopping crying, and I just felt like just dropping her. And after thinking like that, I would get this guilt. I would get this serious guilt, and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm not a good mom. Oh my God, how can I think about this, So for me, I think the person who helped me the most was my partner, because we were free. We still are free, and I feel like it's important that, well, I'm not here to give you dating advice, but if you can marry someone that is a friend, someone that you're not afraid to tell them even your darkest secret, it can help. So in my case, I was able to tell him, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking. And he told me, you're depressed, you need help. So I never got to a point of seeing a therapist until way later on, but knowing that he knows I'm going through this, and him assuring me that it's okay, a lot of moms usually go through this, helped me a lot. And then lastly, listening. I remember I come from the mountains, so it's very cold, Nyandarua. So babies from where I come from, I usually, swaddled, they have kofias, jackets. So I knew that is how babies are supposed to be dressed. So I would overdress this baby, and baby would keep crying. And I would get this visitor who would tell me, okay, mostly visitors from Nairobi would tell me, Monica, you're overdressing your baby. And then people from back home, when they visit me, they would be like, oh my goodness, you are underdressing this baby. So at some point I was like, what am I going to listen to? This particular point, we went to see the pediatrician, and my goodness, she saw the baby and she started laughing, and she told me, does this baby even sleep? See, this baby is always crying. And I told her, yes, she's always crying. And she's like, how will she not cry if you're cooking her, you're baking this baby is overdressed? And I was like, well, but some people tell me that babies are supposed to be swaddled. And she was like, stop listening to people. Stop listening to people. Do what you think is right. Listen to this baby. When the baby cries, do ABCD. So I learned to filter. I learned to do parenting my style, and that helped a great deal. So, well, yeah, those are some of the ways that you can use to prevent and manage postpartum depression, and ultimately seek therapy and seek God. Until next time, it was your girl, Monique Macrin.